Alright, welcome back to Do It Your Damn Self. This is Craig. We have a Hoover Steam vac here at the house that the spin scrub brushes are not spinning or scrubbing on it. So basically it's only doing half of what it's supposed to do and just not cleaning the way it's supposed to clean. I have fixed this problem before, and it just requires me going in there, finding the part that's clogged up, and basically freeing it from hair and dirt and mud and everything else that may be clogging it up. Freeing the part, add a little bit of grease to it, and get it working again. This is a Hoover Steam Vac Spin Scrub. It's a few years old. Good machine. Works well when it does work. Getting ready to work on this thing. These are some of the parts that I usually use. Flashlight, parts bowl, screwdrivers, flathead and Phillips, and a little bit of axle grease. What we're going to do is get inside here, and you'll see the part that is clogged up. So we need to take out a few screws, take this cowl off, and get on the inside. The part that we need to get to is right inside here. This is the device that makes this whole thing spin. When that is stuck, most of the machine is pretty much worthless. It is stuck pretty well. It moves a little bit. We need to get in there and see if we can really free it up. We have to take out these screws, take off the front of the cowl. We have to access the chassis that's under there. So anything that's preventing us from getting inside here has got to come out. Remember where all of your screws came from. One good way to do that is, if you can, put them back in the holes that they came out of until you're ready to reattach that part. That way you won't get lost, you won't come up with any extra parts. In a lot of cases, a lot of these screws that come out of different areas will be different sizes. What I always do is try to put the ones that are the same size in the same bowl and have several bowls to play with. That way, if I need to label the actual bowl itself as to where they came from, I usually label them underside, top side, and inside the cowl. It just makes things easier. One extremely handy trick when you're pulling screws out from a deep dish area that you can't always grab a hold of the screws, this is what I do. Take a magnet, magnetize the tip of your screwdriver. Just a few rubs, that's all you need. And it's magnetized right to it. There are little clips down inside here, this side and that side. Pop those loose, now that the screws are off of there, and the whole thing will come off. Alright, this, you can see how covered in hair and dirt, and we have 4 dogs in this house, so dog hair does get everywhere. This right here is the problem. We need to get inside this and free it up from hair and dirt, mud, whatever else is in there, clean it, and grease it. When cleaning these old maintenance machines, one of the easiest things to use for cleaning them, at least getting the dust and dirt out of the way, old paint brushes are amazing at just clearing the area out. You'll of course need to clean up your area afterwards, or the wife might get on you a little bit. But keep old paintbrushes around the house just for this very reason. Alright, the connections right here, and this tube do need to come off, just so we can access this whole piece. It'll come right off of there. What we'll do, we'll unsnap these and take it all apart from the underside. Alright, we've taken the screws out here and here. What we need to do is very carefully undo these clips that are here, 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 I believe one over there, or at least here, here, and here. They will easily break. So take your time. Just go a little bit at a time. No need to snap it off or anything. See it coming apart. Make sure you have all the screws taken apart. We're going to take those out of there. These aren't really held in by anything except the actual fitting of the unit here. Take them out. You're going to put them back in the exact same way they came out. We're going to clean everything inside there. Clean our gears up. Make sure everything has grease on it. Everything is clean and time to reassemble. It all goes together back like a jigsaw puzzle. Put grease on the spindles. Keep them from rusting. Drop that in there. Drop that in there. Bearing on top to hold everything together. Alright, how this works. When the impeller turns, it spins all these. They need to go freely. You can see the areas that need to grease. The best thing is white lithium grease on nylon gears, but I don't happen to have any, so regular axle grease works pretty well. You can also use a little Vaseline. Keep all that together. All this goes on top of that. I like to put a little bit of spot of grease right where that's going to go. Right in that little hole right there. Goes on just like it came off. You put the screws back in here and here and snap the back cowl over the impeller. Make sure you hold all of this together and to get it down to where it's going to go on here. This one, here, and here are your holes. This right here is the suction from the bottom. Right there. It needs to go right over that. Make sure it's clear. And we set it on there. Make sure all the holes line up and it's seated well. Reconnect that. Go ahead and place our cowl back on here. sometimes they can be stubborn. Just make sure you take your time. Everything goes back into place that it came from. All right, we have one screw from the top here. Holds that on. And we need to flip it over carefully while hanging onto this so it didn't go anywhere. And put all our screws back in the bottom side. One thing you definitely need to do as you put these back together again, make sure all your screws and parts are all accounted for. You don't want any more screws than you have screw holes, so you definitely want to end up with nothing here and everything in here. So remember that as you go. If you have to take everything apart again just to find where you might have forgotten something, do it. It's just how it goes. Alright, we're ready for the final assembly. Make sure all your screws are tight and in place, but not too tight. This is all just plastic, so you don't want to break anything or strip anything. No need to make it just King Kong tight. As long as everything is snug. You want everything just to snap into place all at the same time. That's a good sound. Alright, so these are the spin scrub brushes that were not doing their job. And for this thing to really clean, these things need to be twirling at a pretty good rate, rough up the carpet so the shampooer can do its job. So we're all back together again. It's time to flip this over and try it out. Alright, it is all back together again. This little knob right there is what will tell you if your brushes are spinning or not. It'll be turning pretty rapidly and you'll be able to see it. If we've done our job, we've cleaned it, we've greased it, we've done everything we possibly can to free all that up, that should be spinning. And we turn this on, it's going to be pretty loud. Alright, yes indeed. She is back together again and working like a charm. It is all back together again. I've saved a good bit of money and I have the amazing feeling of fixing something my damn self. This is what these are all about. Saving money is a big plus, especially these days. So, from the Do It Your Damn Self Vacuum Repair Shop, this is Craig saying, do it your damn self. Love you guys.